Hello beauties! So, we're deciding what to film this week and we thought why not revisit one of our not so current skincare routines from 2019, exactly 2.5 years ago.
And while we do that, let's sip on some tea. This is our favorite little tea dispenser. Like, look how awesome that is! And today we have some chrysanthemum, which is a very delicious, fragrant, slightly sweet, slightly bitter tea. And it blooms within the cup that you use it in to give this slightly yellow color. Cheers to looking back 2 years ago, cringe.
Cheers to youth.
Oh my God, I hope, you know, like, okay, true. I can't take, you know, when you watch yourself, it's just like, why are you like this?
But I think we've come a long way since then and even before then.
Because, you know, skincare is a journey, so we're reflecting back on a period or a phase of our skincare journey.
Yes. And then let's take out the products.
Oh yeah.
Yes, some of the products. The rest have long been gone.
Yes, but also if you're new to the channel, welcome to Beauty Within. This is where we discuss all things skincare, self-care, and healthy living to find our beauty within.
Oh,
who is that?
Doesn't that look like your cousin?
Girl, you're already taken. Okay, let's get into it.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Rowena.
It's Felicia.
Since we just wrapped up our Skincare 101 series, we thought we'd give you guys an updated skincare routine for my dry and her oily face.
Yeah, but actually both of us have kind of combination. These products are the ones that we generally like keep coming back to and use in like our normal daily lives when
This
we're
was
not.
my past month. Let's start off with cleansers. Do you love this one or do you love this one?
This is the OSEA Ocean Cleansing Mud. I truly love this because of the minty feeling and just how refreshing it feels. So it's got tea tree, it's also got the mud. Okay, so the OSEA Ocean Cleansing Mud, that was what I had
you started off with.
Yes, I didn't use that for very long after that, finishing the bottle, because I realized it was quite, you know, it had that minty feeling. Although I liked it to rebalance my oily skin, I think the essential oils or whatever was a little bit too empowering. And at first I liked the mintiness and then I got over the mintiness.
The chocolate frappe on your face, the mint chocolate.
But the brand was super interesting because it was kind of like a more affordable La Mer, like how they concentrate on ocean ingredients, which I think we really enjoyed for that time.
I remember we really liked the lighter green version too.
Oh yeah.
Just as like a basic everyday cleanser.
I think now the cleansers that we use are much more gentle and they don't give any kind of like effect on the skin and no like tingly feeling. Yeah. Although that's not bad, but I only used that tube and then that was kind of it. So let's move on to yours.
And then this we both have.
This we both have.
This we both love.
This is from 9 Wishes. This
9 Wishes Rice Cleanser.
Okay, so 9 Wishes rice cleanser we both used, and we both, I think this one has stayed within our skincare arsenal for the longest time, and only recently did you stop kind of using it. I just
threw it out.
Yeah, just.
I actually just threw it out, and we've had this for over 3 years.
What do you think is the reason why this one stayed like one of the longer running cleansers?
I think when Beauty Within first started, the phase where the physical exfoliants were at were like St. Ives. So I think when we came across this rice cleanser that had micro rice granules that were seriously so fine and they're not...
It wasn't abrasive.
It wasn't abrasive, like it wasn't hard, it wasn't harsh. That, I think to both of us were like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, even compared to the Tatcha one.
And rice, we were really getting into ingredients then, because I think this was around the same time we did that Japanese video where we're talking about like azuki beans, rice, kelp, like all these kind of traditional ingredients. Yeah, skincare has come a long way. Do you think this cleanser works for most and like all skin types, which is also why we
think
kind of
so.
like it.
Yeah.
It was the new age of physical exfoliants at the time.
This is what I've been using for a long time now. I actually switched between a few different cleansers, but this is just the one that I gravitate towards most.
The Krave Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser.
Cleanser that I've emptied the most. So, do I still love this cleanser? 20 out of 10. Have I been using it? 0 out of 10. Purely because I haven't restocked. There's absolutely no reason why I stopped using it. And I think because we are a skincare channel and we've talked about Krave Beauty to death, I was like, oh, maybe I should try
Give it a rest for a while.
But do I still love this? Absolutely. I think this was my first introduction to a more jelly gel cleanser where it had like a nice
Yes!
and left my skin feeling so hydrated and so nourished. So this is 20 out of 10 still.
Yes, I think so too. And I remember when this first came out, it was the kind of introductory into me wanting to know what pH was and what that meant for a cleanser. Because she put all the facts in the back in a way that like no other skincare brand had at the time or that I was exposed to. Okay, so now we're on to toners. So moving on to our toners that we've been loving. Let's start with this cute one.
So this Sioris is a 3-in-1 toner. It's like a hydrating mist. It is a toner and it is a serum. It's $22 and then I got it from Amazon. So what it is, it's oil in water, and when you're supposed to use it, to activate it, you shake it.
Shake it, shake it. Whoa, it's so bright.
It's so bright, and the thing is it separates pretty quickly, and here, smell it.
It kind of smells like lemonade.
So what it is made with almost like 80% green plum yuja water, and then the oil is 3 types of oil: jojoba, macadamia, and sunflower oil.
All right, so tell us about Sioris.
If you guys have been tuning into our Amazon lives, you know that this is still one of my holy grails, and it's turned into Fells over time as well.
Yeah, I use the pink one.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Very similar to Krave Beauty. I haven't been using it as much purely because I ran out. These two are what I've emptied the most.
Why do you think you've used this over like consecutive years?
I think just as a mist, I haven't found one that's actually nourishing. Even the rose one, it's hydrating, but it's not nourishing. And I think with a lot of toners, because it's mostly just water, even the Amore Pacific, it's purely just
water.
It's just green tea water, right? This one, because it is fruit water and there's like this layer of oils, it does help a lot with someone with really dry skin.
You know what? I was like, I object, kind of, not really. I think this is like, it's on its own little thing, but what's close to it is the Biossance Squalane Toner Spray, because that gives me that nourished feeling because it's got the squalane oil.
I finally tried it. I didn't like it that much.
You didn't like it?
It was good, but it wasn't great.
Oh my God, I loved it. Oh my God, it's so good. But anyway.
And this, our friends, is why different skin types have different preferences for skincare.
Yes.
And it's totally fine.
And then, so this one is the one that we talked about in our hype videos. This is the one that you guys actually request.
Thank you guys so much for asking us to review it, because this has quickly become one of my favorites. It's made with 93%
Astragalus membranous root extract. Ding! Okay. I was trying to so cute. Okay guys, this is actually, we sell the mini versions on our store and we had that here, so hence why we brought this.
So this Essence toner is still one of my favorite toners, but I just haven't used it at all.
Yeah.
I think because we do need to try new products, just like how I haven't used this as much, it's one of those things that I will go back to if my skin is freaking out and I know that it needs to be replenished or that it's pissed off or that it's just stressed. I'll use something like this or this just because it's so reliable.
Yeah.
And you know it'll get the job done. Even though it's quite simple.
And when we say simple, this is like not in any means simple because it was like formulated by and started by a bunch of like traditional medicinal Korean, It has these skin healing properties that no other product really highlights or has even. So it's very unique and it is the go-to.
Yeah, I've bought like a bunch of their eye creams, their moisturizer. They have an ATO line that I've also tried. They have a sunscreen that I've tried. I think of all of them.
This is still Sony.
Yeah, I think this is the Their moisturizers are really good though.
Ooh, they have an acne cream. Oh, it's like a gel. It comes in quite a little kind of like bottle. If you have oily skin, that is awesome for it. Like great ingredients. This one is still the golden child. So this one is the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA liquid. I think this one's really popular for those of you who break out. Paula's Choice is obviously a very popular brand as well. This is the 2% BHA liquid. Whoa!
That got a makeover.
It got a makeover. This was in the. I thought this was Dr. Wu.
I thought it was something else.
Well, guys, do I still use this? You tell me. You tell me. So this has been loved throughout the years and will continue to be loved.
And then I think I'm gonna start loving it because I'm getting into BHAs now too.
For the nose and pore area, right? Yeah, BHA is fabulous for that. Fantabulous. For it.
Fantastic.
Yes. You need it in your life, okay? That's all, folks. So then moving on to this one, I only just started using. This is the Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water by Wishtrend. Do I still use it? Yes, because mandelic acid is so great as a more sensitive skinned chemical exfoliant. And at the time, mandelic acid, things like azelaic acid, all these kind of subcategory acids were not
popular.
Yeah, at all. And I think like one of the barriers to entry with this product is because people didn't know what it was and no one knew how to go about it. But this is 5%, which is more than enough for everyday use, just for giving you that kind of subtle buffing of the skin so it reveals brighter. Between these two, this is much more gentler and it's not gonna help breakouts as effectively as the 2% BHA. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more like everyday use, that just does a little bit kind of throughout the week, then this is great for it. So that's toners. Oh my God, I think toners are the best yet. Like we still use them.
Yeah.
To this day, nothing has changed basically. Nope. High five for that.
That was a very terrible one.
Serums.
This is Tatcha's new Violet C Brightening Serum. This is actually a night serum. This has Japanese angelic root and vitamin C for brightening, evening out dull skin. This is a very interesting texture. It's kind of very liquidy.
It's so watery.
It's like water. It's like essence.
But I think this one's just like very lightweight.
Yeah, I think it's very lightweight. I stopped using it for the past week because I got kind of sniffly, and so this part is very, very sensitive.
I actually just recently tossed the Tatcha one just because I've had it for almost like 3 years at this point, and I just haven't really used it at all. I remember I did use it for maybe a month straight before we did this video. Maybe because it was a derivative of vitamin C that wasn't L-ascorbic acid, it gave me an overall buffing and an overall glow and lightening of the skin, but it didn't do as much as, let's say, something like a chemical exfoliant to really help with my freckling. Because I feel like some of them, like it's so deep. I've had them since I was little that like they're not, something like this isn't gonna make it go away.
You would say it's like more of a gentle vitamin C product.
I would say that I don't remember this product that much. There are other products from Tatcha that I love that I remember, like all of the water creams, the dewy cream, amazing. I just think for this one, I had higher hopes. Yeah.
So we have this La Roche Posay Hyla B5 serum.
This one, I really loved and used half a bottle within a couple of months. I think there just came a point in time where the smell became a bit much because it is really fragrance. I don't mind fragrance in general, but just for whatever reason, it just...
Do you recommend this for people who are looking for hyaluronic acids?
I think it's a great hyaluronic acid to try that isn't as sticky as, let's say, the Ordinary. Yeah.
What about you?
Me! Okay, so like lazy girls type serum. This has probably been my second one. It's the Huxley Secret of the Sahara Essence Grab Water. So essentially it's kind of the same as this. It's like very hydrating. It's got cactus root extract. I really love this brand because all
It's like aloe.
Yeah, it's also got aloe in it. This brand is just very hydrating and it's Korean and I get it off Style Korean. I really loved the aesthetic of the brand because it was like oh my God, everything about it was like simple. That light turquoise color like turned me on, and I was like, oh, I want to put this all over my face. And I think this also worked, but kind of similar to the Hyla B5 that you said, like the scent was refreshing, but then it got a little too much. Although we know that now, you know, cactus as an ingredient is able to like hold a lot of water, much like mushroom and hyaluronic acid as that humectant. But I just didn't really like fall in love too much with anything specifically. But this I want to mention because it's like,
She was so excited about it.
yeah, it's called Venn. It's an all-in-one age-reversing concentrate. So basically you don't have to use anything else after cleansing. I remember like I didn't even know how to go about it, what the brand was, what the ingredients were. It seemed quite overwhelming because they had a bunch of these like traditional
What is
sounding
skin
ingredients.
science?
Yeah, like science aside, it was like there's so many ingredients that I'd never heard of, but I gave it a try, used it, and I was like, oh, this consistency is great.
You're like, this is a lazy girl's dream.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the unique selling point that got me interested in it. 'Cause this was before I started using the vitamin B. Yeah.
Yes, this was
way
before
before.
that
It
came
maybe
out.
took like half a year for me to really get into Venn as a brand. And eventually we got their CEO to come
Yes.
on our channel. So if
Yes.
you guys want to watch a video, we'll leave it
Check
down below.
that out. Do we still use that now? Big yes. It's
I think
on my table.
We also didn't appreciate it as much before because we didn't understand how much went into formulating something like this and all like the technology.
Yes. Venn really is like innovation driven, I think,
Very.
because the patents
A lot
and
of
all that stuff.
patented technology.
Correct.
And we're at our last step, which is moisturizing. Let me just first start off by saying I love these two. This one is thick enough that I don't need to use oil after.
So what's this one like?
Mamonde Intense Cream. They have a lighter version, like the light version, and they have the intense one. I for sure need the intense one, especially when it's wintertime. And it's just so thick, so rich, so creamy, so nourishing, so hydrating. All the words that you can think of when you think
moisturizer.
about. Yeah, for a moisturizer.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Yeah, I just put it on. I'm like,
Whoa.
yes, I can go to bed.
The Mamonde one, I remember really loving. It still worked great, smelled great, but then summer came around, so the Intense didn't really work that well in the summers of New York City. Yeah, it was a little bit too heavy. And I think this is around the same time I discovered my love for Purito, the deep sea water cream. So I was like, be gone to everything else. Like, this is all I care about. And I would say, as much as I love this cream, it was one of the more forgettable ones that after I kind of stopped using it and a bunch of new creams started coming out, or I started trying other creams, that I didn't love it enough for me to go back to it.
Yeah. In order for something to stay, we gotta really love it. And actually, I'm so impressed by the pics that we have that actually stay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought this would be way worse. Love.
I know.
I almost forgot about this one. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Pink Juice Moisturizer. And I actually do this on a
That's so
daily
cute.
basis. They look like they're from the same family.
Yeah.
So this has hyaluronic acid, which I feel like is really good. And the texture of this is really good for like a summer gel
Oh, that's why you
as
mix
a
it.
moisturizer. Yeah. So I use this as a base for like double the hyaluronic acid after I already used the hyaluronic acid serum. And then I put on the moisturizer to trap it all in. So this is like, to me, it's like a match made in heaven.
Your face must smell so good.
I don't even know
We
what
like-
it smells like at the end of it.
Love this, still love this, have not been using it as much. I think this is a great all-around moisturizer for people with all skin types because you can use it as an actual moisturizer for oily skin. I would use it as like a serum slash moisturizer and put something on top of it during the winter time and probably also during the summertime, but just a little less, and I wouldn't need that thick of a moisturizer. This, love.
Yeah, but we just don't use it that often.
But I would use it if I remember to.
And this one is just so nice that I actually don't want to use it. because I want to save it.
It's true.
The magic with this is the cream goes on to your skin and it bursts into water.
And then it creates this like veil of smoothness on your skin that is undescribable. So intensely hydrating, and then it's so smooth.
I think it says a lot when both of us love this, but we don't want to use it often because it's like we want to savor it. I don't even know for when, you know, but it's like I just want to save it for as long as I can.
It's a waste if our skin is bad or something, because it's like, I'm not doing you justice. This was truly an amazing product when we first came across it. Like, it was a feeling like no other. I described it like a dolphin on my face because it had that like glazed effect, and then it would pop of water.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what is going on? Would I still use this? Yes. But it's just the price point. This was like a year-long kind of moisturizer for me, but it just never lasted that long because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And then we got to the point where it would like come to this much and not want to use
And
it
then just
anymore.
not use it and then expire.
And it expires. And they also have the purple one, which is for, it's a little bit richer for like maybe more mature skin or just more dry skin. This was also maybe towards the beginning of like the water cream burst
Era.
in skincare. So there wasn't much competition back then, but now there is.
And I remember the Make Prem Micro Tension Cream was a dupe for this. It's a little different, I would say. As you guys know, Micro Tension Cream is my jam.
Yeah.
Still is.
But would I still get this? 100%. Yes. It's just because we can't like keep using the same thing all the time. For days that you want to moisturize but you want to use a mask, there's sleeping masks. And this one is the Allies of Skin Promise Keeper Blemish Facial. So this is basically a sleeping mask that's for controlling hormonal acne. And you can actually use this every day. It helps to fight breakouts. It decongests the pores. It's got chemical exfoliants in it to like break it down. So it's got HA and BHA. This was the first product I ever tried of Allies of Skin. I think we got sent it, and so I was like, oh, what was it, blemish facial? Sign me up. If you guys are suffering with breakouts, I use this maybe like 1 or 2 weeks before my period comes, because that's when it's like coming out full force. But I also found when I first started using this, there was slight purging, which makes me very confused whether it's actually like breaking out from the product or purging.
Wait, now why'd you include a girl if it made you purge?
Because purging is actually great for me. Purging is basically because all the ingredients are increasing the cell turnover. It's like pushing all the toxins out of your skin. The purging is what comes out of that, just to like make it all come out, right?
Yeah.
But that should subside in a couple of days. Whereas if it's inflammation, it's gonna hurt. It's just a completely different process because that's prolonged. But purging can also take up to a month. So it might be a little bit hard to tell, but that's why we always say like when you use new products, give it a fighting chance. And I think then after using it, loved the consistency, but looking into the ingredients was what sold me. There's mandelic acid, lactic acid, azelaic acid, which also helps with hyperpigmentation and improving the texture of your skin. Smell it,
Yes,
smell it.
ma'am. Little medicinal.
Yeah.
Because honey, like raw honey.
Because it's got the Manuka honey in it. And Manuka honey has this very characteristic scent.
Medicinal, earthy. I think it's great. It also tastes the same way because I know the health benefits.
Yeah. With hormonal acne, it did help to alleviate the symptoms because I think those anti-inflammatory properties, but I just never went and actually bought it myself again because I think after I use this tube, it is kind of like a sleeping mask at night moisturizer. Those kind of products I never really stick to. Yeah, it's only like in times of need, and then it was also a little bit more expensive. But, you know, what I will say about Allies of Skin, I think they formulate great products. They use amazing ingredients. I loved their molecule cleanser.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
The shiny silver
Yeah.
holographic one, yeah.
Yes. And are you currently using their vitamin C?
Yeah, their vitamin C is lit.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our current skincare routine / favorites.
So thanks for watching. Make sure you've caught up on all our Skincare 101 basics. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay. So that was our routine.
Seeing this spread and this setup and our faces, what a throwback.
Throwback. Even though it was just like 2 years ago, I feel like we've lived 5 lives.
More than that.
Actually, my thoughts is I'm pleasantly surprised with how many of the products that we mentioned here are still being used today.
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah.
Which means we have great taste. I'm just saying. What do you think, looking back at this, that you learned from here?
I think for skincare, one of the biggest findings was that hydration is key. From a personal level, I would say looking at myself now, I even still remember I used to be a lot more intense, like filming days, because we're so busy and hectic that it was very stressful. Now I think it's a fun thing, right? Like we still need to work, we need to get the job done, we need to say what we need to say, but I think you can get to the same result in a happy, calm, peaceful way. So I think I would tell this 2019 Ro to just chill out a little. Take it easier. What would you say?
In terms of skincare, I think the bones are there. I would just say if you're acne prone and oily, don't just always gravitate towards things that are labeled for you. Because I think, you know,
Blemish.
Me. And then it's so easy to layer too much of these in one routine, and then you're left with dry skin, and then you're trying to fix dryness, which will then like aggravate more like acne production or blemishes. So just pick where your battles are. And then internally, oh God. Where I was here, I felt like a baby in the world. Like there was so much I still had to learn about people. Because, you know, like this was before even the team got really big. And I feel like most of like, I guess the inner growth has come from like needing to reflect on every interaction I have with every person that came into the team, out of the team, and the way that I treat myself and how I treat others. And kind of like, you know, as we talked about in the previous episode about merging the two, about like being truthful to what I think feels right and showcasing that, and if it's wrong, being okay to be vulnerable. I think like, wow, that has been a really hard journey. So anyway, still on that train, forever on that train, but yes. So let us know what you guys think of this video. We would even like to know what you guys used to use like back then, or what Beauty Within made you use back then, and like
And
what
whether you still
think.
use it now or not.
Yeah, let us know. And if you're new, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and please join us by subscribing and liking. And I guess we'll see you soon. Bye. Bye. CD buys.